Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to 5 things we learned from round 19 2024 season against the West Coast Eagles. Before we get into it, thanks to mpbrew.com.au. Before we get into it, I want to thank Mornington Peninsula for being the sponsor of this series. Check out their website at mpbrew.com.au. They got awesome products there, so check them out. And thanks again for the support. 72-point victors against the Eagles. That was a very nice game, very relaxing game to watch. I think we're all feeling pretty good about ourselves after that. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, to put a team to the sword. It is, and I'll just use a stat for this one, and this will just take care of itself. Round 6, 2017. I think we played Hawthorn in Tassie and we blasted them by about 70 points, 75 points. But that was the last time that we beat a team by 70 plus points until yesterday. It's been 7 seasons, Sainers. It's been that long. We put the foot to the floor and wanted to go for the jugular. And even Liam Soccer said that in his post-game chat with Jaden yesterday. So that's a very good sign. That's something we've questioned about the team, is when we've got the team really dead and buried, can we really go for it? And we did that yesterday, which is really, really nice to see. To come out in the last quarter and bury them, really blow out the margin, is exactly what we need to start learning to do. And obviously that means kicking more goals, and we kicked 17 goals yesterday, which is a great start. Number 2, intensity wins out. Intensity always wins out. We had a pressure rating through the roof yesterday. We laid a lot of tackles, a lot more than West Coast. We only had, I think, 3 or 4 players on the ground that didn't lay a single tackle. We had a lot of players, upwards of 5, 6, 7 tackles. Ethan Garcia comes on and he lays 3 in minimal game time, which is awesome to see. So when our intensity is that high, I'm not to say that that's the reason we win, but it's the catalyst for that sort of hunger. You know, one bloke lays a tackle, one bloke chases. Sharman was chasing. Some of the time the players weren't even really getting to the contest, but they got close enough that they generated some inferred pressure for West Coast, and they would shirk the kick and they would turn it over because they felt someone behind them coming. And that's exactly the type of pressure that I'm talking about here. It's not just laying the tackles, it's just the freneticness of it all, and flying for the marks and crashing packs and tapping the ball along the ground. It's just continually going for it. And we did that yesterday, and it overwhelmed West Coast. Even in the first 5-10 minutes, you could tell if we kept that up for the whole game, West Coast were not going to enjoy it. Number 3, we love our mobile forwards. Sharman, 2 goals outside 50 yesterday was awesome. Membry, 5 goals, that was great to see. You got Owens kicking a nice goal on the run there. We've got so many medium sized, not to mention Mason Wood as well, 3 goals, 4, if you don't mind. He could have had a bag of his own. We love our mobile forwards. You don't have to be big in the Saints forward line, but if you can fly for it, if you can create a contest at ground level, then we're going to have you in that forward line. And without Max King there, without a major target, no Caminiti either. Marshall didn't really rest forward that much yesterday, I don't think. Our medium-sized sort of players got the job done. And that just makes us a little bit more unpredictable, I think, because they're harder to defend, because if the ball hits the ground, they're still good. They're leading, they're jumping, they're tackling. You look at all the goals, all of them kicked, they were all very different goals. Mason Wood is the king of right foot, left foot snaps. Membry's obviously the one-on-one, one sort of jump and mark type play, and then Sharman is just that lead up and kick a goal from pretty much anywhere, because he's our best set shot by a mile. So really good to have 3 mobile forwards in form and all bringing something different to the table. Number 4, that win was nice, but we've got to back it up. We beat Sydney, didn't back it up against Adelaide. We've beaten West Coast. Less so about the opponent, more so about the way we went about it. But now we play Essendon, who are coming off a heartbreaking loss on Saturday afternoon, and it's going to be a big game for them. Every game's a final for them. So, and every game's pretty much a final for us. We want to be the party poopers of the next 6 weeks, and Ross wants to be the Grinch, as he said in his presser. So this is a big game. We need to bring it. They're going to bring it because they're going to be pissed about the way they lost that game to the Crows. And wouldn't it be awesome to just be one of the reasons why Essendon don't make finals? I mean, I just want us to be that sort of team. You know, then we play Brisbane. We've got Geelong who are struggling and they could miss the 8. Carlton who haven't got, you know, top 4 completely sewn up just yet. We've got all these teams that have really important things that they're striving for. Our thing that we're striving for is to just lift the standards and finish the year on a high and build into 2025. And I think if your team's playing us or Adelaide at the moment, you're not going to feel very comfortable because these are teams that they say they've got nothing to lose. We have everything to lose. We still have a lot to play for, but we're dangerous because we know what they have to lose, and that'll get us up for these games. So hopefully we can get up for the game against the Bombers. It's going to be a ripper. And number 5, I did kind of change this one on the fly because I just want to put it in. Marshall All-Australian, is this the year? Is this the year for Marshall? Because he was outstanding again yesterday. 26 disposals, kicked a point. Would have been nice to kick a goal or two. But his around-the-ground work is elite. And I get that everyone says he's not a good tap ruckman, and that's why he doesn't get picked for the All-Australian ruck position. But he's better around the ground than almost all of them, you know. So by that token, you could say they're not good at around the ground. They're good at tap work, and he's not good at tap work, but he's good at around the ground work. And which one's more pressing and important? I feel like around the ground work is critical. And Rowe is elite in that category, and he's also the number 1 ranked player in terms of fantasy points in the AFL now. He's got over 2,000. He's the only player that's upwards of 2,000. And I know that's fantasy points, so you take it with a grain of salt. But his form is ridiculous, and I don't think he's getting the plaudits or he's getting the attention that he deserves, especially in these All-Australian discussions. So Rowan Marshall, All-Australian form, I think he is. We'll see how he finishes. If he finishes the next 5-6 weeks in the form that he's been in pretty much for the whole year, I'd be staggered if he's not in the 44 and then he maybe can't sneak a bench or even get the position. Because I know Grundy's been in good form, but, you know, I think some players have started really well and gone through patches and they're not completely in the best form now, whereas he's been pretty consistent whether we've won or lost. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there, Saners. But that's my 5 things. Hopefully enjoyed it. Put yours in the comments. Tell me what you learned about our boys or just in general. And fingers crossed we can back it up against the Bombers on Saturday night. I'll see you there. Until then, Saners, take care. And as always, go you mighty Saners. See you guys.